Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Akil and welcome back to another catch-up review, guys. And I have finally seen Transformers Rise of the Beast, guys. Yes, finally. After seeing Blue Beetle, I've now caught up with pretty much everything I want to see this year, except for Monkey King and Napoleon, which I don't know if I'll ever see Napoleon this year. I don't think so, but I will still watch it. It's just I probably won't review it. That sucks, I guess, for the channel, but it is what it is. But I still really do want to see it. And then there's Monkey King, which is like this short animated movie on Netflix. Well, it's not that short, but it's like normal animated movie went. But anyway, guys, Transformers Rise of the Beast is yet another Transformers movie. It is the second film not to be directed by Michael Bay. This time it's directed by Steven Caple Jr., who directed Creed 2, a film that I've not seen. I actually started it. I saw Creed, and then right after that, I saw Creed 2, but only just like the first 5-10 minutes. But then I stopped watching. It wasn't really for me. I saw the first Creed and I was like, yeah, it's good, but I wasn't crazy in it. I still have yet to see the first Rocky, believe it or not. So there's that. But anyway, guys, I thought Transformers Rise of the Beast was a fun, solid time. So to start off with for my pre-rating score, I'm going to say that Transformers Rise of the Beast is a good movie, guys. Yes, this is a good, solid, fun, entertaining blockbuster, and that's all there really is to it. I actually liked it more than Blue Beetle, so that's saying a lot. This is a Transformers movie, and that's a superhero movie. Alright, so yeah, we're just sinking, guys, how I feel. But anyway, jumping right into the story, this movie is pretty much about these two human characters, and both of them are thrown into this crazy adventure where they basically have to go and help the Transformers, the Autobots, and I guess the Primals, right? Yeah, that's what they call it. Sorry, I blanked on the name for a second. And the Terracons are the villains, and basically it's Transformers action as usual. You know, good guys, good robots, bad robots. But now we have a third group involved in it, and that's very interesting because usually in these Transformers movies, from what I've seen, from the four I've seen, well, now six, because I actually have not seen The Last Night. That's the only one I've not seen. I refuse to because after Age of Extinction, I was like, I'm done with this era of Transformers movies, I would say. So there's that. But still, I enjoyed the Transformers property and IP, so I gave this movie a chance. And the story was enjoyable. It was fun. It was a solid, fun ride. They took the story to like Peru and stuff. It did start in New York, but still, they took it to Peru. It also takes place in 1994, which I think is very interesting. And if you watch a movie, you see all these with the pop culture references. But all I can say for the story is that, you have the good Transformers, the bad Transformers, and that's it. I'm not really going to give away too much because some people probably have not seen this movie. Some people might want to see this movie. And rather than me sitting here telling you about the whole story, we can now move on to other things like the positives, right? So for the positives, I'm going to start off by saying this movie actually has heart. The human characters have heart, and the Transformers characters also have heart too. Or should I say the Transformers themselves have heart too. And that's what I really liked about this movie. Like, you actually care. You actually care about both the humans and the Transformers, which is great. Usually in these movies, you only really care about the Transformers, but now you genuinely care about both, which is great. I think this is the first time, besides maybe Bumblebee. In fact, I think Bumblebee even didn't really have that too. I mean, Charlie, from what I remember, that's her name, right? Haley Steinfeld's character's name, who's in that movie. Like, she's the only character you genuinely care about. Here, they try to make you care about other characters as well. And I'll talk about that as well when it comes to the other characters of the movie as well. So there's that. But this movie genuinely has heart. You know what it also has? Humor. This movie is funny. There are some genuinely funny moments. And I was surprised by how many people wrote this movie. There was like 5 different writers. So you can tell they were trying to throw all these different types of jokes into the movie. Some do work, some don't work. So that's that. And finally, and this one will probably surprise you, this movie actually has a great amount of screen time for the Transformers. Yes, the Transformers screen time in this movie is great. The movie starts off in a very interesting way, and I won't say how it starts off, but I was very happy with how it started off. It did remind me of how Bumblebee started off. And man, the fact that that movie came out 5 years ago now, roughly around that, I believe, right? Around this time not last year, around this time, 2018, I remember going to the theater to see Bumblebee, so there's that. But still, I enjoyed what they had with this movie in terms of the Transformers and bringing all these characters together. And I'm glad that they got enough screen time to really flesh them out. And I feel like they really did a good job balancing out. Like Steven Caple Jr., who directed this movie, did a really good job in my opinion in terms of how he balanced it out. And also the action's great too, but these are the three things that really stood out to me in this movie. So there's that. Now, in terms of the negatives, I have to say the villains in this movie were not really that good in my opinion. They were just random villains thrown in there. Well, I wouldn't say random villains, but still, I mean, this year I've seen some pretty lackluster villains. I mean, Darben and Buibido, I found the villains pretty lackluster as well. But here, the villains in this movie, like, you would think that because there's no human villains that are like legitimate actual Transformers villains, then they actually put a focus on them, because almost every Transformers movie, for what I do remember, even Bumblebee had John Cena right there in that movie, right, as a human antagonist. This movie, there's actually no real human antagonist, and I love that. And I shouldn't say that's a spoiler, because it should be in the trailer or that there's no real human antagonist, so there's that. But they do as much of a good job as they can to really show like these guys are a threat and all that, but there's no real reason for you to care about them at all. So when they show up, it's like, oh, they look cool and all that, and they fight cool, but that's really it. So there's that. Like, you understand what their goal and motivation is, but they're so basic. They're so basic. I'm sorry. They could have done a better job with the villains, guys. That's just me. Another thing is that this movie is a bit messy. It is a bit messy, and you feel it at times. Like, sometimes they focus a bit too much on the human characters. Other times they focus a bit too much on the, what's it called? The Primals, the Maximals, right? I forgot their name. It's so funny. I saw the movie and I already forgot the name. That's not good. And of course, there's the Autobots too. I also thought the Decepticons would be in this movie, but they actually weren't. And that might be a spoiler, but that's all I'm going to say about that, guys. But yeah, and I know before I said this movie's well balanced, but at the same time it is. I mean, Steven Caple Jr. does a good job, and the writers do try and balance it out very well and nicely, but still, it did feel a tad bit messy. I'm not saying this is super messy, just a bit messy, guys. So it's that. And finally, we have some unnecessary side characters. This movie does not need side characters. There's just like 2 or 3 of them that just don't really need to be there at all in this movie, and it would have made the movie shorter and a lot better too, I would say. But overall, guys, Transformers Rise of the Beast does its job well enough. It's entertaining, Transformers fun. It's a fun blockbuster, and I would have loved to actually see this in theaters. It would have been cool. Also, the ending, like not the post-credit scene, but the ending of this movie, the final scene, wow. Okay, I'll have to give them that. That's ballsy right there, what they're trying to set up. But guys, overall, I enjoyed Transformers Rise of the Beast. As a final score, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's worth watching if you are a Transformers fan. Honestly, this may surprise you people, but I actually think this might be my favorite Transformers movie. I'm not even joking. It might be. I don't know. I still like the first one. I still like Bumblebee. 2 and 3 are mid for me. 4 is bad. I never saw 5. But guys, this might be my favorite Transformers movie. I'm serious. It might be. And there's still problems with it. But still, I actually enjoyed this movie more than I thought I would. But that's all I have to say for this movie, guys. What did you guys think about this film? And also, how would you rank it compared to the other Transformers movies? And also, I still have to see Monkey King. I'm planning to see Aquaman with my family on the 26th of this month, depending on when you're watching it, 26th of December 2023. And Rebel Moon's coming out soon. I will see that, obviously, because it's a streaming movie. So there's that. Shouldn't be no issues with seeing that movie on time. But guys, Transformers Rise of the Beast, finally, I've seen it. It's done. Thank goodness. I can finally say I've seen this movie, and yeah. And I'm glad I watched it now and not later. If not, there would be no review for it, guys. And there'll be a lack of, Transformers stuff on the channel. Not that there is supposed to be a bunch of Transformers stuff on the channel anyway. I'm just saying. But guys, still, I enjoyed the film. I had fun with it. I didn't love the film. I don't love any of the Transformers films. I actually do have a Transformers comic. You can check out that in one of my comic videos. But still, I'm getting more into the world of Transformers, as I am for Ninja Turtles too, which I also have comics for that too. But guys, I'm sidetracking. Point is that I enjoyed the film. What did you guys think about Transformers Rise of the Beast, guys? Tell me all that in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. My name is Akil, otherwise known as the Comic Director, and I'm signing out.